You think that no matter what, you'll always strive for the path where everyone survives. It must exist. It simply must. Hello everyone, I'm Rimbarat. I know it's been a long time, and I'm hopefully gonna make a video explaining why I've been gone so long, but I wanted to jump back in first with just playing some games, because it's been a while. Like I said, it's been a while. I don't really remember how to record. But this is Bad End Theater, and this is one I've wanted to play for a while. Content warning, blood, gore, violence, and strong language. Enter the Bad End Theater. If my plan works out, this should be going up early in June. Welcome to Bad End Theater. On this stage, we shall be toying with fate. You will make many choices, unlocking darker and darker paths, all in order to witness a lovely variety of tragic events. But first, allow me to explain how it works. To begin the tutorial, select whichever doll you like. The demon. The demon doll or the human doll? The demon. You control the demon doll. You're a fierce-looking guy, just minding your own business. How will you interact with the human doll? Play nice. You try to make friends with the human doll, but it kills you in cold blood. How ruthless! You found your very first bad ending, but don't worry, the story need not end here. Let's reset the stage and try again. Try controlling the other doll. Control the human doll. You're a friendly little guy, just minding your own business. How you'll interact with the demon doll. Play nice. You and the demon doll are able to set aside your differences and become friends. Why, this isn't a bad ending at all. I should have written out this possibility. It's just not suited to my theater whatsoever. Oh, I should have written out this possibility. Now that you know how the story goes, you can set the doll's behavior in advance. As you just saw, these behaviors will automatically be set to whatever you chose during your last playthrough. But now you can turn each one on or off without having to replay from that doll's perspective. Yes, my theater actually doubles as a puzzle game. Now try turning the doll's behaviors on and off to see the different outcomes. Oh. Do that one. Do you understand how to play? Yeah, I get it. Oh, I didn't mean to pass. I thought that was how I would make the scene go. My bad. This game saves your progress automatically, so just relax and collect all the bad endings at your own pace. Now, without further ado, let's start the show. Ooh. Welcome to Bad End Theater. 41 endings. Set the behaviors. Okay, so the hero, a maiden, an underling, the overlord. Ooh, fun. I like purple. It's my favorite color, so I'm gonna pick the maiden first. You're a maiden. You live in a peaceful village next to a spooky demon overlord's castle. You were told that you were fated to be captured by the overlord one day, because you are a beautiful young girl. Demon overlords apparently love capturing those. You think of how you haven't heard of that actually happening to anyone, but maybe the demons just haven't been given the opportunity? Who knows? You run church, you pray to your god, asking why you've been born into this role of maiden. You respect the divine plan and all, but you're really just curious as to what the point of it is. You are impatient. Meeting the demon actually sounds pretty gosh darn exciting. Maybe you'd understand your role better if you were to just hurry up and get captured already. You leave a note and venture forth to find a demon, just to, see what happens. Not long into your little adventure, the demon underling appears before you. It looks pretty scary. Shout out for a hero to come save you. Introduce yourself, let's be polite. You tell the demon your name and explain that you're a maiden from the village. The demon suddenly jumps you and starts fighting. A lot. How painful! This plan of yours was completely stupid, you think. Why couldn't you have been more patient? Why did you go looking for trouble? You weren't angry or anything. Of course, this was all your fault for trusting a demon not to devour you on sight. This is your punishment for questioning fate, you guess. Bit by bit, you are swallowed by the demon until you are no more. Consumed maiden end. Reset. Okay. So now we be the underling and we choose not to eat the maiden. You are a demon underling in service of the overlord. You aren't particularly strong, but not particularly weak either. That's what your friends tell you. Your job is to guard the castle and keep humans away. It's unbearingly boring. Heroes rarely come all the way here to challenge the overlord anyway. It's a lot of standing in one place, staring at nothing. You feel like you're gonna go crazy if you don't get a break. You decide to ask the overlord for a day off. She gives you an earful about responsibility and unquestioning obedience. You wait for her to finish her lecture before returning to your post. What does she know about anything? Who made her the boss of everyone? You complain about the Overlord to your friends. They agree that she is kind of a snob and totally deserves to be kicked off her throne. You only wanted to vent your frustrations, but the conversation somehow turned into an assassination plot? You should probably steer this in a responsible direction. Let's overthrow her. Let's not. You tell your friends that you were totally not serious about this whole thing. You're actually cool with the status quo. After all, life must be pretty dang good if the only thing you have to complain about is that you live so comfortably there's nothing to do. The others nod, but don't seem convinced. You say a coup d'etat would be more effort than it's worth. But you're still going to be a rebel and sneak out of the castle. Your friends praise your mischievous ways. The change of atmosphere excites you. You spend some time rolling around in the grass, wild and free. As you make your way along the path to the nearby human village, you encounter a maiden. She greets you and says she has a favor to ask. You consider your options. Gobble her up. No, hear her out. I forgot to turn my fan off. 1 second. That's better. You're in a good mood today, and are rather curious about what the maiden has to say. Humans don't usually talk to you, so this is kind of exciting. You hadn't guessed it would be possible to understand each other before now. Maiden is going on and on about some kind of destiny she's trying to fulfill. The bottom line, from what you gather, is that she wants you to take her to the Overlord. Sounds like it could be interesting. Besides, you have nothing better to do. Satisfied with your day out, you take the maiden back to the castle and present her to the Overlord. The Overlord asks where you found this maiden, knowing full well that you left the castle when you weren't supposed to. You apologize for disobeying her, but hope that the maiden is an interesting enough present that you may be forgiven. The Overlord nods and says everything's cool as long as you always listen to her from now on. You're impressed with what an easygoing boss she is. You mention how you can't believe you and your friends even considered overthrowing her. She gives you a look and you say, "That was just a joke, of course." She smiles and dismisses you. You decide it's about time for a nap. Good, so far. After a few hours of sleep, you're rudely awakened by the sounds of a battle. You emerge from your room to find that a hero has slaughtered many of your friends and work associates. What a jerk! Oh, Avenge has a big thing here. Ooh. What's that say? Maiden, common victim of abduction or worse fates at the hands of demons. I was saying something about humans, but I didn't finish reading it. Is it just gonna be the same one or nothing? Oh, yeah, it's just the same one. Okay. Interesting. So this one has a big skull next to it, which is why I saved, because I want to avenge my fallen comrades. Who does this guy think he is coming in here and killing everyone like some maniac? What did we ever do to him? You lunge at him while he's busy driving his sword into the guard who sometimes brought you food whenever they noticed you were feeling kind of down. You like that guard. You wish with all your demon heart for this hero to suffer for his deeds. You bite into him, tearing flesh from bone. It tastes like iron. The hero struggles, you feel his sword go through you, but there's no pain, only retribution. More of your comrades pile onto him as your consciousness fades. The hero is overtaken. Your army has won. You have earned your rest. Victorious underling end. Ooh. Reset the stage. Oh, I forgot that I can skip. Yeah. Well, I want to see what happens in the other one. Save yourself. You look at the lifeless forms of those you've known as far back as you can remember. You feel glad to not be in their shoes. You also feel guilty to be thinking that as you flee the castle, until you remember your role, not as an underling, but as a demon. This kind of thing is expected of you. Maybe you'll start a new life, far away from any humans or demons. Or you'll live peacefully, alone, in some deep dark forest somewhere. Deserter underling end. Okay, so it's just two different endings. Reset the stage. Okay. So now I want to make him hungry and go and do the one where I shout for Hero to come save me. You yell, but a hero does not come. The demon suddenly jumps you and starts biting. Yeah, it was completely stupid. Yeah. Bit by bit, you were swallowed by a demon. Yep. So it's the same ending, but it count? No, it didn't count because I got 3. What's that? Oh. Oh, I see. I see. Oh. Yeah, the Deserter and Victorious. And then I've just got the Consumed ending. So not make him hungry. Okay. Let's see... Let's try the Overlord. You're the Overlord. You live in a castle surrounded by your demon servants. It's a pretty cushy life, you think. Except for those pesky humans who keep killing members of your army. There's even a role called Hero, whose whole purpose in life is just to dethrone you. What's their deal anyway? You've actively avoided pissing off the humans in hopes they'll leave you alone, and you and your army alone, but they never do. You're still new to the whole Overlord thing if you're being quite honest with yourself. You don't really understand the politics of it. But you remind yourself everyone is just doing their best to fulfill their roles. You won't let them bait you into being the evil Overlord they expect. You think you're pretty cool and mature to hold yourself to the higher standard like that. One of your underlings walks into your room, totally interrupting your thoughts about how awesome you are. They're saying something about how boring it is to stand in one place guarding the castle all the time, especially since no one ever comes here anyway. You see their point, but the way they're whining about it kind of bothers you. What to do with this underling? Well, give them the day off. See how that happens. You tell them to go take a break from the stifling castle atmosphere and refresh their dark soul. A day off should be fine every once in a while. They thank you and happily scurry off to do who knows what. You have nothing better to do today, so you decide to nap for a little while. Being the Overlord sure is great. You wake to a knock at your door. The underling from earlier brought back some company. It's a maiden from the nearby human village. She says her role is to be captured by you. The maiden then goes on to say she's been getting very impatient about thinking about her impending capture, so she's come here to speed things along. You appreciate her honesty, but regret to inform her that you never had any plans to capture any humans. She seems very disappointed by this. Perhaps I'm not performing my role well enough. How can I become more maiden-like? You don't really understand the question. You think this world puts too much focus on destiny and junk. Just go home and stop worrying about it, you tell her. The maiden seems to be having a hard time wrapping her head around this. She insists that she stay and talk to you more. You feel warm inside as she looks into your eyes. This is the first time a human has looked at you without contempt. You wonder what to say. Let her just date for a while. I'm sure that's why the hero comes and kills everyone, but we'll be the hero next and we'll not kill everyone. You can't just bring yourself to send this maiden away. She just got here. You enjoy a nice long chat with her, sharing stories about your kind. She expresses her surprise that demons are not at all what she expected them to be. You are glad that she seems to have an open mind about these kind of things. You also bring up how you always instruct your army to avoid humans, as to not agitate them and get heroes sent out after you. That explains why the people in my village have been left unharmed. It's because of your orders, isn't it? We are very grateful. You're surprised to hear her thank you. You've always thought humans to be violent and unreasonable. That's why your servants are always getting killed, despite your efforts to leave them alone. But this maiden is different. You joke that maybe you've been lying to her this whole time, and that you were actually super evil all along. The maiden laughs at that, saying she wouldn't mind being held captive here. The people in her village are a little exhausting at times, she says. You can't tell if she's into you or not. You notice the sounds of battle have started ringing through your castle halls. The maiden is getting nervous, but you reassure her that it's only your underlings roughhousing. No big deal. You know it's probably a hero, but you don't want to upset the maiden by telling her that your army will take care of it. It isn't long before the hero bursts into your room, but he shouldn't have made it here. Why didn't they stop him? The hero just stands there, unsure of himself. He is covered in demon blood. As the maiden speaks to him, trying to explain the situation, you move past the hero out the door. You're not thinking clearly. Seeing your servants' bodies in pieces all strewn about your castle has really taken it out of you. That hero did this? There's so much blood. Why? Did he come here for the maiden? Did he think she needed rescuing? There was no one for this hero to save here. There was never any harm meant to anyone. You were just talking to her. Why has it turned out like this? The hero starts babbling insincere apologies and excuses, realizing his wrongdoing, but you are beyond hearing that kind of bullshit. You've had it with these humans always murdering your servants for no reason. You can no longer hold yourself back and lash out at the hero. When you regain control, there's nothing left of the hero. The maiden has fled in terror. You are alone. Wrathful Overlord and... Oh, that was sad. The lesbians just need to be together. Let's get here. You are the hero! You like to think of yourself as a pretty reliable and swell guy. Your life has been rather ordinary, aside from the occasional heroic adventures fighting all evil monsters and whatnot. You're told a maiden from your village has been kidnapped and is likely being held captive at the nearby demon overlord's castle. Who even puts a village right next to where an evil demon army hangs out? You don't get it. You're happy to protect the townspeople, though. You were born to play this role. You head off on your adventure to rescue the maiden, but demon soldiers block your path. You could kill them to gain experience. Bravely slaughter the evil creatures. play like a coward. I don't want to kill them. Forgetting your pride, you escape with your life. But you can't return home now, your reputation will be ruined. You wonder how you'll ever be able to rescue that maiden all on your own if you can't even fight some lousy demon underlings. You'll take your chances at the castle. You're a hero after all, this is your job. After a long trek, you make it to the castle's front gates. You're faced with an army of demons that all look very intimidating. There's no way to sneak past these monsters if you want to reach the Overlord. Cut through the demon army, dutiful, or ask if they'll let you in. Diplomatic. We'll be diplomatic. You go up to the nearest demon and explain why you've come here. They stare down at you and you feel very uncomfortable. But they seem to trust you and escort you directly to the Overlord's chambers. That was easy. The Overlord and Maiden seem to be in the middle of some casual conversation when you barge in. You all look at each other in surprise and confusion. This is no time to hesitate. Destroy the Overlord. No, ask her what's going on. They're fine. Maiden explains that she was never actually captured and that she came here of her own volition. That was a pretty dangerous thing of her to do, but no one got hurt, so at least there's that. You ask her to return to the town with you to reassure everyone of her safety. The Overlord allows the two of you to leave, and you casually exit the castle. You try to make conversation with the maiden, but she's been pretty quiet since leaving the Overlord's room. Is she shy? She suddenly stops in her tracks, and you turn your head to ask what the deal is. Oh, the Overlord's castle is engulfed in flames. You can't help but feel relieved you got the maiden out of there when you did, but she suddenly takes off towards the burning castle. Panic sets in, and you follow to try to stop her. Smoke is so thick, you've already lost sight of her. What is she thinking? It's too dangerous to continue. You feel hopeless. You stand alone at the castle gates. Your body won't allow you to take another step forward. No, going in there would be suicide. You turn to the villagers and tell them there was nothing you could do. You were too late. The maiden was claimed by the demons. Bystander, hero, and B. Ooh, okay. Oh, I forgot that for her to be polite. Interesting. Well, now I have a lot for hero, and I've at least unlocked the maiden, so I'll go with her. You're a maiden, you live in a peaceful village next to a spooky demon overlord's castle. Okay, we'll skip to this. Be polite. Oh, you tell them that you're thinking maybe you could understand your role better if you were to hurry up and get taken away by a demon already. The demon doesn't seem to have been really been listening to you, which is a little irritating. They agree to take you to their master nonetheless. After a long walk to the castle, you are introduced to the Overlord. You explain why you've come here, and she squints at you. It turns out she's never had any plans to capture maidens, or to do anything else that would agitate the humans. You wonder for a moment if she might be lying, but it doesn't really seem like it. Still, this doesn't make any sense to you. You've always been told that demons would one day seek you out, and something awful would happen, then a hero would come to your rescue. You don't want to believe that you've been lied to all along. Maybe it's just that you haven't been maiden-like enough. You ask the Overlord what you should do to be a more suitable maiden, but she doesn't seem to understand. Just go home and stop worrying about destiny so much. She makes it sound so simple. This Overlord seems like the complete opposite of you. You want to learn more about her and how she thinks. You insist on staying to talk with her more. The Overlord shares many stories about demons with you, and little by little you realize that they might not be the ruthless monsters you were raised to believe. As it turns out, she commanded her demons to avoid towns and villages. She didn't want to risk giving the humans any excuse to send a hero out after them. You realize that must be why you've never heard of any demons attacking your town. You express your gratitude to the Overlord on behalf of your village. She says you can thank her by telling the humans to stop raising heroes. She's tired of her servants getting killed off by them. You've always thought demons were violent and unreasonable creatures, but it seems the Overlord could say the same of humans. You may be different, but really they're just trying to live their lives the same as you. You feel like you're starting to understand things a lot better. But maybe everything I've said was to deceive you and the other humans. What would you do if I turned out to be super evil all along? Even if she were to capture you now, you think this place is far more interesting than the way things are back home. You kind of like not being told to expect demons to come after you all the time. You feel free. Honestly, you've always kept to yourself, but spending time with this Overlord has been very nice. You feel butterflies in your stomach. As you think that, a hero enters the room. You're surprised to see him at first, but you realize he must have been sent to retrieve you. Confused, the hero asks you what's going on. You explain the situation, reassuring him that you were never in any danger. The hero expresses his relief that this whole misunderstanding hasn't led to any horrible consequences. You apologize for causing trouble, but really, didn't anyone read the note you left? Jeez. The hero asks if you will return to the village with him and give everyone the news of your safety. The Overlord allows the two of you to leave, and you give her a little wave as you exit the room. You'll be back soon. You're about halfway back to the village when you feel something is off. Unable to shake your concern, you look back over your shoulder. You stop in your tracks. The castle is engulfed in flames. Is the Overlord alright? You can't return to the village like this, you have to know. You have to be sure everyone is safe. You've already taken off before the hero can even think of stopping you. You scan the fleeing demons, but the Overlord isn't among them. Against your better judgment, you rush into the burning castle to find her. You quickly reach the Overlord's room, but the door is shut tight. The handle is too hot to touch. You are too weak to force it open. You pound your fist against the door helplessly. What are you thinking? This is all because you'd forgotten your role. Only a hero could pull this kind of thing off. You start to cough. The smoke is too thick, you can hardly breathe. You realize you haven't got much time left now. You desperately head towards the stairs to save yourself. But the fire spread faster than you expected. You won't make it outside. You can't help but laugh. What a joke, a maiden saving the Overlord? If you just stayed true to your role, things wouldn't have ended like this. This is exactly the kind of punishment you deserve. You let the demon fire cleanse your rotten soul. Damn. Selfless maiden and B. Oh, I didn't get anything else for the maiden. Weird. Let me kind of look at these endings. I mean, I haven't got many endings, so... Got these. Oh, if I make him disloyal, it'll be different? Okay. So if I make him disloyal, and then I choose the maiden, and then I just skip a bunch. Like... Near the castle's entrance, you spy a group of suspicious demons congregating. Wait. What was that? You'll be back soon. Near the castle's entrance, you spy a group of suspicious demons congregating. They're talking about assassinating the Overlord. You have to warn her. Ooh, it's got a lot of colors. The hero shakes his head. He says that if this is the true nature of demons, the world is better off with less of them. This isn't right, you think. What kind of hero passes up the chance to save a life? The demons have taken notice of you. It's now or never. You take off into the castle, and the unreliable hero follows shortly after. You burst into the Overlord's room, all your words spilling out at once. You should probably slow down, but there's no time. The Overlord seems to have followed your frantic explanation, but clearly doesn't understand the urgency of the situation. The underling you recognized from before barges in, calling you a liar. You're surprised they were part of this evil plot. They seemed so nice. All the other demons come in right after them, saying the whole thing was the first underling's idea. Everyone is shouting at each other now. It's really stressing you out. You're relieved when the Overlord demands silence. She threatens them with violence, and you think that she is very Overlord-like at the moment. The group of demons hiss to each other before shutting the door, leaving the little one behind. You watch as it pounds on the door in distress. Have they locked you all in? You have a bad feeling about this. And thinking that must have jinxed it, because now the room is engulfed in flames. If only you had ignored those demons before, you and the hero wouldn't have stumbled into this situation. If you had just pretended not to hear them, if you had left as you were told, only the Overlord would have been killed. But you couldn't have done that. The path isn't an option for you. You think that no matter what, you'll always strive for the path where everyone survives. It must exist. It simply must. The Overlord seizes her underling. They beg for their life. You pray. You don't know what else to do, so you just pray. The Overlord's claws pierce the underling's chest. They scream an awful scream. She digs and thrusts her claws into the poor thing while you continue to pray. But there's no saving any of you now. You, the Overlord, the hero, and the underling's corpse are consumed by flames. Devout Maiden End. Ooh, okay. So this is actually quite helpful. Let's keep going for what else. Oh, that didn't actually change anything. Oh, I see. Oh, because she didn't go to see the Overlord alone. I saw the devout ending. Okay. There's still a lot of other options here. Oh yeah, I didn't go to see the dutiful guy. How about you? You don't have as many going on, I don't think. Oh, if the underling's hungry and he is dutiful? Okay. So make you hungry. And I'm gonna do you as dutiful. Skip. Won't be dutiful. You make quick work of the vile creatures who stood in your way. You feel much stronger now. After a long trek, you make it to the castle's front gates. You are faced with an army of demons that all look very intimidating. There's no way to sneak past these monsters if you want to reach the Overlord. Cut through the demon army. You gather courage. This is what must be done in order to rescue the maiden. These are all evil demons anyway. The world is much safer with them gone. That's what you tell yourself while you kill one after another on your way to the Overlord's chambers. The Overlord appears, demanding to know what the hell you're doing murdering all her soldiers. You get straight to the point and ask her where the maiden is. She feigns ignorance, convincing act, but you won't be fooled. If the maiden isn't here, then what happened to her? You can only see one answer. The Overlord definitely captured her. In fact, it's possible she's already been devoured. Thinking about the poor maiden's fate fills you with hatred. You fight the Overlord with everything you've got. You become strong from the hordes of demons you took down before this final battle. The Overlord is almost no match for you. You cut her into pieces. The Overlord has fallen. You breathe a sigh of relief, but your job is not yet finished. You search the castle. Unfortunately, you find no sign of the maiden within its walls. It's just as you suspected, she must have already been devoured. You feel hollow. A great evil has been banished from this world, but what does that matter to you if you're too weak to save someone? You stand alone amidst the carnage and ponder what it means to be a hero. You return to the Overlord's remains and wrap her head in your cape to bring back to the village. Surely your great victory will be celebrated. Failed hero end. Ooh. I want to see what happens with the Overlord if I keep it that way. Oh, I still have him disloyal. Whatever. Skip. Tell them to get back to work, I guess. Give them a lecture about responsibility and unquestioning obedience. Your servants ought to do what they're told, whether they like it or not. They look really unhappy with you, but you're sure they'll thank you for this later. Venturing too far from the castle tends to spell death. You dismiss the underling and lie down in your nice and comfy Overlord bed. All that lecturing made you want to take a nap. Fell asleep pretty quick, just another one of your amazing talents as the Overlord. You wake to a huge commotion outside. A hero has shown up and started totally murdering your soldiers. What the hell, guy? You rush out into the battlefield to confront this jerkwad. You curse at him and very rudely inquire his reasons for doing all this. The hero yells at you, demanding you return the maiden you're holding captive. You don't know what he's talking about, but you can't forgive his actions. You do battle with the hero, but he has grown strong from cutting down your army. You are unable to defeat him. With decisive swings, he stabs and cuts you to pieces. You fall. You've failed your subjects. You spit curses weakly. You wish you'd been stronger. Maybe you were never suited to be the Overlord in the first place. The truth was, you were never that much more powerful than the demons who served you. It was the title, the control that gave you strength. These are your thoughts as you were swallowed by the darkness. Conquered Overlord end. Okay. I want to do the underling. I'm going to keep her not tyrant. I'm going to do the underling, because I haven't done the underling with her not being the tyrant. She's surprisingly cool with it. Nice. You set out on your own adventure outside the castle. The change of atmosphere excites you. Yeah. Okay. Oh, you encounter a maiden. She greets you and says she's a favor to ask. You consider your options. Gobble her up. The maidens aren't the best meal, but you figure you should live up to your demon name and strike back against the humans. You start devouring the maiden without so much as a second thought, and feel quite proud of that. Other humans would surely praise you with curses if they were around to see. Oh man, if only someone could have been watching. Time to find an audience for your evil deeds. You wander into the nearby village. People are screaming and running away, throwing rocks at you and whatnot. You think that's pretty rude of them. You haven't done anything yet. Put on a show. Ooh. You attack the nearest human. He is old and weak, and his bones crunch delightfully. Your audience screams grow louder. Applause! You think, hey, this is actually pretty fun. I should have taken revenge on this a lot sooner. As you continue your bloodthirsty dance, striking the villagers down, you fail to notice a sword-wielding hero running towards you. He takes you out in one swift blow. You're just a demon underling, after all. As you die, you think, that was totally worth it. The curtain closes. Performer underling end. Okay, let's do that again without being the performer. Gobble her up. Change your mind and leave. You figure if people are this upset at just the sight of you, they won't fully appreciate any terrible acts you'd commit. Also, they might fight back. They probably wouldn't end well. You're just one little underling, after all. This little day out has been adequately refreshing. You return to the castle, thinking you'll take a nap. After a few hours of sleep, you're really awakened by the sounds of battle. You emerge from your room to find that a hero has slaughtered many of your friends and work associates. What a jerk. Oh, and then it's just this one again. Okay, so that works out. What if I saw the maiden he has to be disloyal for that maiden ending. Is that what it was for the one that was all colorful? Flee like a coward, and then be diplomatic. Ooh. Oh yeah, I didn't do that, but I won't... Yeah, that's fine. Whatever. I'm gonna destroy it real quick. You lunge forward, driving your blade through the evil overlord. She screams, then falls silent. The overlord has been slain. You smile, offering the maiden your hand. She takes it after slight hesitation. She must be surprised at how strong you are. You escort the maiden home. She's oddly quiet on the way, but track back to the village. She must be too shy to speak. The villagers are very pleased with what a good job you've done, slaying the overlord and saving a hostage. They throw a huge celebration in your name. You're remembered for generations as the greatest hero the village has ever seen. Yikes. And then... I guess saving and loading isn't super important, because it's not hard to skip to what I need to be. But it helps, I guess. Ask the maiden what's going on. She explains that she was never captured. Okay. You pause when you see a group of suspicious demons standing near the entrance. They're talking about assassinating their overlord. This proves to you that demons really are foul creatures. See, I think I'm onto something, because it's all like color. It's got like all their colors. It's not just monotone. We have to tell her about this. You don't understand what the maiden is thinking. The world is better off with less demons. They're all cold, ruthless creatures that she've destroyed. Those same creatures have noticed you eavesdropping. The maiden kicks off back into the castle, and you have no choice but to follow. You burst into Overlord's rooms. The maiden frantically tries to communicate what you just heard. A demon underling barges in, calling you liars. It's followed by the group from the entrance, who shifts the blame back to the little one. The demons only care about themselves. How low can they be? You begin shouting at them. The whole room dissolves into noise until the Overlord yells for everyone to shut their traps. She threatens them with violence. This Overlord is no better than her subjects. You grip your sword tightly. If you have to cut through everyone here to get this maiden to safety, you certainly will. The group of demons hiss to each other before shutting the door, leaving the runt of the litter behind. You glance around for another exit, but there isn't one. You have a terrible feeling about this. In an instant, the whole room is in flames. What kind of demonic magic is this? The underling pounds on the door, upset that it's been betrayed. You join it, vowing to slay the cowardly demons on the other side. The next moment, the Overlord has taken hold of its underling and is crying for mercy. She thrusts her claws into the underling's chest, and it lets out a horrible scream. You back away. You won't be the next target of her rage. She continues to dig and thrust her claws into its limp body. You can no longer watch. You look at the maiden. She's crying, hands clasped together in prayer. To have faith in a time like this, you envy her. The two of you, the Overlord and the underling's corpse, are all consumed by flames. Resigned, hero ending. Reset. I want to see if I can not kill the underling as the Overlord. Give them oh wait, no. Back. I have to tell them I have to be a tyrant so that they become evil. Oh, you thought you told the underling to do their job, not to drag strangers back into your room. What did it say? Oh yeah. Okay. It looks like they took an unauthorized breakaway from the castle. You scold them, but ultimately you're a little interested in this guest, so you let them off easy. The underling's not so bad. It's a maiden from the nearby human village. She says her role is to be captured by you. Okay. Let her stay for a while. You're interrupted by another human in your doorway. This time it's a hero. He was apparently searching for the maiden, who was rumored to have been captured by your kind. Captured? Not at all. I only wanted to meet with the Overlord. Didn't anyone read the note I left behind? After everything is explained, the hero expresses his relief that this whole misunderstanding hadn't led to any horrible consequences. The maiden apologizes for causing trouble, and the hero asks for her return to the village with him. The confusing feelings well up inside your heart. You're surprised that you had one of those to begin with. You don't want the hero to take this maiden away from you. Ooh, I can be possessive. But I won't this time, because I want to be... I'm going to save here. Because I want to get to the colorful ending. Let them go. You're certain that she'll return to spend more time with you. You just have to trust in that, you decide. With the hero maiden gone, you plop down into the comfort of your luxurious Overlord bed. Your room feels so empty now. Is this loneliness? You hope your friend will be back soon. You close your eyes for a while. You've almost fallen asleep when the maiden and hero burst into your room, frantically trying to communicate something to you. You're told that a group of demons is plotting to assassinate you. You're not surprised. How nice of the humans to care, though. One of your underlings barges in next, shouting that humans are liars. They're followed by another group of demons, crying that everyone was following the first underling's plan. Everyone is shouting over each other now. It's very annoying. You yell for all of them to shut their traps. You have no doubt that your servants would let their ambition cloud their judgment and lead them to try to take your throne. Regardless of who led this conspiracy, I have no choice but to punish everyone to keep you all in your place, crushed beneath my heel. Saying that made you feel very Overlord-like. You weren't sure if you have the strength to back it up, though. Lately all you do is sleep. The group of demons start muttering something about going back to Plan A and suddenly slam your door shut. You, the maiden, the hero, and one of your underlings are trapped inside. In an instant, the whole room is in flames. The underling pounds at the door, cursing at their friends for betraying them. The hero pounds on the door as well, vowing to slay the cowardly demons on the other side. So this is how you'll die, burned alive in your own room by those you thought you could trust. You should have expected this from a bunch of idiot demons, though. You notice the maiden crying. Why does she have to die over something that has nothing to do with her? Perhaps she was cursed from the moment she spoke to you. You wonder if you're cursed as well. You're so filled with anger and frustration, you don't even notice that you've grabbed the underling up front those traitors blamed everything on. They cry for mercy, saying that they were dragged into this plot knowing they'd be killed if they took your side. They cry that they don't want to have to kill you. You almost feel sorry for them. Forgive them. You release the underling. Killing them wouldn't make you feel any better. Besides, they've already gotten their punishment. You all burn together. Overlord's true end. Before you've taken back to reset the story once again, you pause for a moment. True end, you say to yourself. What was the point of all my effort if the true ending is this terrible? You must have forgotten where you were. This is bad end theater. Is the pain setting in? Oh, but you should have been well aware of what you'd been shown. But you should have been well aware of what you'd be shown when you entered this place. It's a problem I've seen quite often. At some point, you grew attached to my little cast. You started to relate to their flaws, their plights. You started wishing for their happiness. But you aren't going to find that here in my theater, my lovingly crafted labyrinth of suffering. Anyway, I hope you'll pardon this interruption. You're making great progress. The choice to continue on to the next ending is always yours. I'll leave you to it, dear guest. Yes, because now I want to see if I keep it all the same. Do it. Oh, I haven't done it at all as the underling. Yeah. No, you're sick of this overlord holding you and your friends back. You agree that it's time for change of management. Your friends suggest maybe you should be the new overlord. You like the sound of that. You announce your first act of rebellion is to take the day off like you wanted. Friends aren't very impressed. You assure them that you'll talk more about the assassination thing when you get back, which satisfies them. You sneak out of the castle to have some fun. Right? Hear out. You're in a good mood today and rather curious about what the maiden has to say. Humans don't usually talk to you, so this is kind of exciting. You hadn't guessed that it was even possible to understand each other. Oh yeah. You don't get to sleep long, your friends wake you up, rude. One of them is stepping on you pretty hard, you ask them what their deal is. They say they're planning a whole revolution. They're gonna get rid of the current overlord and put a new ruler in place. They want to hear if you're in or out, and being a pretty lazy underling, you of course reply with, that sounds like a lot of trouble, how about we just skip it instead? Your friends question your loyalty to their cause. Okay, let's kill the overlord. Actually, did I go back to that one? I didn't. Okay. Oh, wait. Ah, it says maiden again. It says something about demons. Hero, young and courageous slayer of demons who fights to protect humans. Demons, unabashedly selfish creatures who value power above all else. Humans, peace-loving people, ruled by their fear of violent demons. Okay. Overlord, tyrannical ruler of demons, and the hero's ultimate target. Okay. I say, we'll kill the Overlord. You tell them you're just joking and clarify that you're totally in it to win it. They say they were always terrible, that you were always terrible with jokes. Whether or not you actually feel like killing the Overlord, you know how bad it'd be to end up on the wrong side of things. And if this assassination deal doesn't pan out, you can always pretend you were innocent all along. But beneath your shed of faux confidence, you worry about what you're getting yourself dragged into. You follow your friends outside the castle to talk about the plan. You're curious if they have any idea how they want to go about this. You figured they'd just lock her in a room and set it on fire. Or they figured. What a stupid plan. That could go wrong in so many ways. Realize that your friends are just a bunch of directionless thugs useless without someone's guidance. Your guidance. There'd probably be casualties if you fought her head on, and while showy deaths make a revolution a heck of a lot more fun, it's probably the wrong way to go. Your friends agree and suggest that you play the assassin. You really didn't want it to come down to this. But you can't back down now. You'll have to be the one to assassinate the Overlord. Besides, no one has any better ideas. You and your friends turn to notice a pair of humans have overheard your entire conversation. They take it off into the castle. Are they headed to the Overlord's room? Fuck! The Overlord will kill you for sure if she found out that you were conspiring to take her out. You dash into the castle after the humans. Sure enough, the maiden's already frantically telling the Overlord everything. You shout that the humans are liars. Your friends soon arrive to back you up, except they don't. Instead, they blame the whole thing on you. They cried that it was all your idea, and that they were just going with the flow, too scared to refuse your crazy plan. You can't believe they don't tell the Overlord such a blatant lie. You always do better than trust them. You're the one who didn't have a choice here. You all shout at each other until the Overlord demands silence. Regardless of who led this conspiracy, I have no choice but to punish everyone to keep you all in your place, crushed beneath my heel. She sounds tough, but lately all she does is sleep. You doubt her strength. You hear your traitor's friends mutter something about going back to Plan A, and suddenly the door slams shut. You're trapped in here with the Overlord and the 2 humans, and then the room bursts into flames. You pound on the door, screaming curses at those who betrayed you. The hero joins you, vowing to slay the lot of them. You wish you'd get that chance. The Overlord grabs you by the throat. You cry for mercy. You're forced into this mess. You're sure now that they would have killed you if you sided with her. She's surprised the Overlord spares you. Or maybe she'd rather see you suffer instead. Looking around, you've just gone from one dead end to another. The maiden is crying. The hero is silent. You'll all burn together. Underling's true end. No matter the perspective, the true ending remains the same. That's what makes it true. You couldn't resist seeing it for yourself, though, could you? I wonder what will happen when you collect them all. Will you give in to despair, or... I've gotten, like, about a quarter of the endings. I want to go through and get the rest of the true endings, and then I think I'm going to cut it here and work on filling out the rest of the endings later. Polite... She lectures the underling that brought you here, who was apparently told not to leave the post. You wonder what cruel punishment awaits them, but she's surprised she lets them off easy. The underling is dismissed, and the Overlord turns to you, but looking very interested. You explain why you've come, and she squints at you. Turns out she never had any plans to capture maidens, or to do anything else that would agitate the humans. The Overlord spares the underling. You feel relieved, but does it make any difference? Will you all burn together? The true end. Keep collecting bad endings for now. Because I've only got 15 out of 40. Flee. Diplomatic. Ask her what's going on. Is she going to kill it as retribution? It continues to cry and make excuses, but the Overlord does nothing. She's surprised, she lets it go. Are demons capable of mercy? You guess it doesn't matter now. You'll all burn together. Hero's true end. Reset the stage. Okay. So I got all the true endings. But I've still only got, like, less than half of the endings. Hero and Maiden have more endings. Are you pleased with your progress so far? Yeah, I'm pretty pleased. Hero apologizes. Okay, so dutiful, apologizes, and she kills him? I'm assuming that's what that is. I'll figure it out next time. There's another, like the Maiden. The Maiden so far has no extra, like the Overlord has 4, 3, 2, and Maiden only has 1 option. That's just to be polite. I don't think that even changes much if she yells when the underling isn't hungry. I don't know, but I'm gonna leave that here. This is fun. I want to get the rest of the endings and see where it goes. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I really appreciate it. I'm excited to get back into recording videos and stuff. It has been a few months, but getting back into it. I do like doing this, so I want to get back into it. But I will see you in the next video. Bye.